What if the key to success wasn't talent or luck, but self-discipline? Brian Tracy's No Excuses. The power of self-discipline reveals how mastering this single trait can transform every area of your life. This is the story of how I embraced Tracy's principles, overcame obstacles, and unlocked my potential through the power of self-discipline. Tracy begins by emphasizing that self-discipline is the cornerstone of all achievement. He argues that success in any area, from health to wealth to relationships, is built on the ability to consistently do what needs to be done, even when it's difficult. For years, I struggled with inconsistency. I would start projects with enthusiasm but lose momentum when challenges arose. Tracy's insights helped me realize that discipline, not motivation, was the missing ingredient. Inspired by his teachings, I committed to showing up every day, regardless of how I felt. I started small, setting daily goals and holding myself accountable. Over time, these small wins built confidence and momentum. Tracy's lesson taught me that discipline isn't a natural talent. It's a skill we cultivate through deliberate practice and perseverance. As I applied this principle, I noticed changes beyond my work. Consistency in small actions led to greater self-trust and confidence. I no longer felt overwhelmed by tasks because I approached them systematically. This foundation of discipline became a springboard for growth in every area of my life. Tracy emphasizes the importance of goal setting, explaining that clarity about what you want to achieve is the first step towards self-discipline. Without clear goals, discipline has no direction. I began by writing down my goals in specific, measurable terms. Instead of saying, "I want to get fit," I defined my goal as, "I will exercise for 30 minutes, 5 times a week." Breaking goals into actionable steps made them less overwhelming and easier to tackle. Tracy's advice also inspired me to review my goals regularly, keeping them top of mind. This practice not only reinforced my commitment, but also allowed me to adjust my approach as needed. By aligning my discipline with clear objectives, I transformed vague aspirations into concrete achievements. To deepen this process, I created a vision board to visually represent my goals. Seeing images of my desired outcomes every day kept me motivated and focused. I also shared my goals with an accountability partner, ensuring I had support and encouragement along the way. These practices made my goals feel more tangible and achievable. One of Tracy's key lessons is that procrastination is the enemy of self-discipline. He encourages us to adopt the eat the frog method, tackling the most challenging or important task first thing in the day. I began implementing this strategy by identifying my frog each morning and committing to completing it before anything else. At first, it was uncomfortable to face difficult tasks head-on, but the sense of accomplishment I felt afterward made it worthwhile. Over time, this habit reduced my stress and increased my productivity. Tracy's lesson taught me that overcoming procrastination isn't just about time management. It's about building the discipline to prioritize what truly matters. To reinforce this habit, I developed a reward system for completing my frogs. Whether it was enjoying a favorite snack or taking a short break, these rewards created positive associations with tackling difficult tasks. Gradually, procrastination became less of a hurdle and more of a fleeting challenge I knew how to overcome. Tracy explains that self-discipline requires resilience, the ability to persevere through setbacks and stay committed to your goals. He encourages us to view challenges as opportunities to grow stronger. I began reframing failures as learning experiences, asking myself, "What can I learn from this?" rather than dwelling on what went wrong. This shift in perspective helped me bounce back more quickly and stay focused on my long-term goals. To build resilience, I also practice self-compassion, reminding myself that setbacks are a natural part of progress. Tracy's insights reminded me that resilience isn't about avoiding failure. It's about having the discipline to keep going, no matter what. I also developed a journaling habit where I reflected on daily challenges and how I overcame them. This practice highlighted my growth and reminded me of past victories during tough times. Over time, I saw resilience not as a trait I lacked, but as a skill I was actively developing with each obstacle I faced. Tracy emphasizes that self-discipline is closely tied to effective time management. He encourages us to prioritize high-value activities and eliminate time-wasting habits. I began tracking how I spent my time each day, identifying areas where I could be more efficient. This exercise revealed how much time I was losing to distractions like social media. Armed with this awareness, I set boundaries, such as designated work hours and screen-free periods. I also adopted Tracy's Pareto principle, focusing 80% of my efforts on the 20% of activities that generated the most results. This approach not only improved my productivity, but also freed up time for personal growth and relaxation. Tracy's lesson taught me that time is our most valuable resource, and discipline is the key to using it wisely. To ensure lasting changes, I implemented weekly reviews to assess my time management. These reviews allowed me to refine my priorities and celebrate progress. I also started using time blocking techniques, dedicating specific hours to focused work, personal development, and leisure. These practices helped me strike a balance between productivity and self-care. Tracy explains that our habits shape our destiny, and developing positive habits is essential for long-term success. He encourages us to replace bad habits with good ones through consistent effort. I began by identifying one habit to change, my tendency to skip morning exercise. Inspired by Tracy, I started small, committing to just 10 minutes of movement each morning. Over time, this small habit grew into a consistent routine that improved both my physical and mental health. To reinforce new habits, I use triggers and rewards, such as setting out my workout clothes the night before and celebrating each week of consistent exercise. Tracy's lesson reminded me that habits are powerful tools for building self-discipline and creating lasting change. I also expanded this approach to other areas of my life, such as nutrition and mindfulness. By integrating small, consistent changes into my daily routine, I saw cumulative improvements that motivated me to continue. These healthy habits became the building blocks of a disciplined and fulfilling lifestyle. Tracy highlights the importance of focus, explaining that self-discipline requires eliminating distractions and concentrating fully on the task at hand. Multitasking, he warns, undermines productivity and leads to mediocre results. I began practicing focus by dedicating uninterrupted blocks of time to my most important tasks. This meant turning off notifications, closing unnecessary tabs, and creating a workspace free from distractions. At first, staying focused felt challenging, but the quality of my work improved significantly. Tracy's insights also inspired me to practice mindfulness, bringing my full attention to the present moment. Whether working on a project or spending time with loved ones, this practice deepened my engagement and satisfaction. Focus, I learned, is a skill that strengthens with discipline and intention. To maintain focus, I implemented strategies such as the Pomodoro technique, working in short bursts with breaks in between. This method kept my energy levels high and prevented burnout. Over time, focus became a habit that enhanced both my productivity and overall well-being. Tracy concludes by emphasizing that self-discipline isn't about working endlessly. It's about creating balance in all areas of life. He encourages us to align our efforts with our values, ensuring that our actions support both our goals and our well-being. I started by evaluating how I spent my time and energy, identifying areas where I was overcommit or neglectful. For example, I realized I was prioritizing work at the expense of relationships and self-care. By setting boundaries and scheduling time for family, hobbies, and rest, I created a more balanced and fulfilling life. Living with balance also meant practicing gratitude and celebrating progress, no matter how small. Tracy's lesson reminded me that self-discipline isn't about perfection. It's about making intentional choices that lead to a meaningful and well-rounded life. To ensure this balance lasted, I revisited my values regularly, checking whether my actions aligned with them. This practice helped me stay grounded and prioritize what truly mattered. Over time, balance became a natural outcome of disciplined and value-driven living. No excuses taught me that self-discipline is the foundation of success. By setting clear goals, managing my time, and building resilience, I transformed my approach to challenges and unlocked my potential. What area of your life could benefit from greater discipline? Remember, the power to change is within you. No excuses.